Have you ever seen fans take over a match in the worst way possible? From riots...
We've had some 28 minutes of play and a terrible sight down there in that part of the ground. And any of you who know and have experienced the warmth of the Republic fans travelling in recent times around the world and not giving one iota of trouble will feel here that the England supporters, and I use that word advisedly, have created this stoppage that will make headlines sadly around the world and bring further evidence to the feeling that crowd trouble is back with us, when earlier in the 90s it looked as though the problem had been curtailed and controlled. It is, of course, a minority, but a minority that can inflict...
to pitch invasions.
The A-League Derby in Melbourne has been abandoned due to chaotic scenes with a violent pitch invasion. Furious with the A-League's decision to send the next 3 grand finals to Sydney, tempers boiled over in the 21st minute in scenes never before seen in Australian football.
What was meant to be a peaceful protest quickly descended into chaos at Amy Park.
Cause a bit of a problem, and now we are going to have, the referee has called for both sets of players to leave the field of play.
These are the moments when fan chaos changed everything. Games abandoned, players attacked, stadiums shaken. Let's start with number 15. Number 1 fan invades pitch and attacks Jack Grealish during match. During a match, a fan ran onto the pitch and pushed Jack Grealish from behind. The incident shocked players and fans alike, raising serious concerns about player safety and stadium security. Grealish, though shaken, continued playing and later scored the winning goal. The fan was quickly removed by security and arrested. The incident led to calls for stricter measures to prevent pitch invasions in football. Number 2, chaos in the stands. Captain Biraghi struck by object in shocking fan attack. Drama unfolded as Fiorentina captain Cristiano Biraghi was struck on the head by an object thrown from the stands during a tense match. Bloodied but unbowed, Biraghi received treatment with a bandage wrapped around his head and still played on. A true captain's response. The fan was swiftly apprehended, but the shocking act left the stadium stunned and sparked calls for tighter security. Number 3, Neymar punches fan after PSG's Cup final defeat. Tensions boiled over after PSG's shock defeat in the Coupe de France final. As Neymar walked up to receive his runner-up medal, a fan filming and mocking the players provoked him. The Brazilian star reacted by punching the fan in the face. The incident, caught on video, went viral and sparked widespread debate. Neymar later admitted his mistake but said he was pushed too far. Number 4, pyrotechnics ignite Melbourne Derby, A-League, December 2022. What started as just another fiery derby took a wild turn when victory fans began launching flares onto the pitch. One struck a camera operator, and the mood shifted instantly. Amid the chaos, the goalkeeper bizarrely hurled a flare back toward the stands, an impulsive move that only made things worse.
The A-League Derby in Melbourne has been abandoned due to chaotic scenes with a violent pitch invasion. Furious with the A-League's decision to send the next 3 grand finals to Sydney, tempers boiled over in the 21st minute in scenes never before seen in Australian football.
What was meant to be a peaceful protest quickly descended into chaos at Amy Park.
Cause a bit of a problem, and now we are going to have, the referee has called for both sets of players to leave the field of play.
The match was abandoned, the stadium in disarray. Now the league faces serious questions, and a night of football is remembered for all the wrong reasons. Number 5. Lansdowne Road Riot, Ireland versus England, 1995. Just 27 minutes into what was supposed to be a friendly match between Ireland and England in 1995, chaos erupted. After a disallowed goal, a section of England fans began hurling debris onto the pitch, turning Lansdowne Road into a battleground.
We've had some 28 minutes of play and a terrible sight down there in that part of the ground. And any of you who know and have experienced the warmth of the Republic fans travelling in recent times around the world and not giving one iota of trouble will feel here that the England supporters, and I use that word advisedly, have created this stoppage that will make headlines sadly around the world and bring further evidence to the feeling that crowd trouble is back with us, when earlier in the 90s it looked as though the problem had been curtailed and controlled. It is of course a minority, but a minority that can inflict, now not for hooliganism but for medical reasons, where the World Youth Championship, which is due to be staged in Nigeria, has actually been put on hold. So these things can be changed, and that's to be played next month. But we continue here to watch with bewilderment at the stupidity of it all.
Number 6, Disgrace of Basel, Switzerland, 2006. In 2006, during a high-stakes title decider, Basel fans erupted after a dramatic last-minute goal by Zurich stole the championship. Furious supporters stormed the pitch, setting off flares and clashing with players, police, and each other. What began as a football match quickly descended into chaos, with 115 people injured. The Disgrace of Basel remains one of Switzerland's darkest sporting moments, turning celebration into a full-scale emergency response. Number 7, Kenilworth Road Riot, Luton versus Millwall, 1985. The Kenilworth Road Riot of 1985 remains the most infamous in English football history. During an FA Cup clash between Luton Town and Millwall, chaos erupted as fans stormed the pitch, tore out seats, and hurled them across the stands. Blood was spilled, the Luton goalkeeper was injured, and terrified players fled for safety.
Which is why there's a delay, and the referee has made a very swift decision. He's going to take the teams off. Just as the referee had to do in Millwall's last FA Cup quarter-final. Fans who had spilled over began to get onto the playing area, and the referee didn't hesitate. He sent the Millwall and Luton players to the touchline after 14 minutes. Trying to get on the pitch again, and the referee has blown, and Luton Town are through to the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in more than a quarter of a century. Steen the hero, Foster waves, but it's unfortunate in a way that the players have had to go so quickly, but absolutely right that they should.
The violence was so severe that it shocked the nation, leading to bans, increased security, and a turning point in how football handled crowd control and hooliganism. Number 8. Hillsborough disaster, 1989. Thousands of Liverpool fans packed into an overcrowded pen at Hillsborough Stadium on April 15, 1989. What began as an FA Cup semi-final quickly turned into Britain's worst ever sporting disaster. 97 fans were crushed to death, with hundreds more injured.
The teams have just left the field here, taken away by referee Ray Lewis. The trouble away to our left, where there's a packed enclosure of Liverpool supporters. 2.5 minutes after the match started, they really came over the top of the fence. Away to the left at the moment, there must be some 100 or 200 people on the pitch. An ambulance has just come into the stadium and it's making its way through a vast crowd of people away to the left. There would seem to be, from where I'm sitting here, dozens of people now lying on the ground and being attended to by police and St John's ambulance. I saw 2 oxygen cylinders being carried down the touchline just below us minutes ago. Some of the people at the back, understandably through sheer fear, are trying to climb their way up into the upper tier once more. I've now seen 15 stretchers carrying bodies away, and live I must stress, and at the moment they've been ripping up some advertising boards because they've run out of stretchers, and they're being used at the moment to take people away to the left, the corner flag. I see for the last 10 minutes a nurse has what I think been giving a kiss of life to one young fan who looks in deep distress.
Alongside me I've got Dr. Glyn Phillips.
There was one chap I went to, he was clinically dead, he had no heartbeat, he was cyanosed, and we resuscitated him for about 10 minutes and we were just about to give up when we got his heart beating, but I don't know what the state of his cerebral function is going to be like.
Authorities first blamed the victims, accusing fans of hooliganism, but the truth uncovered years later revealed shocking failures in crowd control, police mismanagement, and emergency response. It was not chaos by fans, but a failure of the system. Number 9. Heysel Stadium disaster, 1985. Before kickoff, Juventus and Liverpool fans clashed violently. Amid the chaos, a wall collapsed, killing 39 people and injuring hundreds more. The tragedy occurred at the Heysel Stadium in Brussels during the 1985 European Cup final. In response, UEFA imposed a 5-year ban on English clubs from European competitions, with Liverpool receiving a 6-year ban. Number 10, Celtic's Pyro Pandemonium, SPFL, 2024-25. The Green Brigade turned the stadium into a scene straight out of an action movie. Flares blazing, smoke bombs swirling, and fans roaring in a fiery frenzy. It was electric, chaotic, and undeniably epic. But the SPFL weren't clapping. Instead, they dropped the hammer. Section bans slapped down, warnings issued, and a suspended punishment hanging like a storm cloud. While some hailed it as passion, others called it reckless. One thing's for sure, drama follows the brigade. If you thought these moments were insane, just wait for the next video. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and drop a comment below. What moment left you stunned? See you in the next one.